Thanks for having a look at today's video, and today we're continuing on with that GHQ bombed barn build we're doing, or damaged barn building. And last video we just got some colour on it, we got primed, painted, and you can check that out. It's just a couple of videos ago we did that, and we didn't paint that white in there, but that's what we're going to do this video and try and finish it off a little bit, and we'll get straight into it. So the first colour I'm going to use on the barn is ivory or white, and you can sort of paint the inside any colour you want, but for me I'm going with a white look, and I'm doing it pretty rough. So this is just another one brush, but it's getting a bit old and daggy, so perfect. I'll just pick up some of that paint, and I did that back wall because we're going to do a little bit of detailing in a minute. So I just get in there and then just spread it around, and yeah, I don't want it to look really neat and tidy and completely white. I just want a bit of a dirty wall. So just trying to paint it because it is bombed out, so just trying to make it look like it's been used. It's a bit dirty. And then this inner wall as well. You remember that first video that I did? I got a bit on the outside there, which I didn't want to do. So I just get that like that. And then I'm going to brush a little bit of that paint out of that brush. Or completely brush it out, or change brushes. And I'm going to stick with the white, but I'm just going to a 3-0 brush. And I'm just going to go across these top beams of wood. I don't want it super detailed because I'm going to make it pretty dirty and stuff. So just a bit there, and then a little bit in the windows, and then spin it around. There's some windows here at the back. I'll just put a little bit of white at the top of them. Like I said, mine's not going to be super detailed, and it looks a bit rough there, but what we'll do now is we're going to start to make it look like it's actually been burnt out. So I quickly rinse that, brush out in water, and I'll wash that out and brush cleaner after. The next thing we're going to do is start to dirty all this top and the inside and make it look a bit rough. And for that I'm using some weathering master. So this packet B, snow, soot, rust, and we're going to use the soot. So these packets are pretty hard to pick up here in Australia, so you've got to sort of shop around, but you can get them, and they come with a little brush. So I'll just rub some of that onto this, the applicator, and then I'm just going to go, I'm trying to get it so it picks up what I'm doing, not with my hand. I'm just going to apply that across, and I'm going to do it pretty thick. So pick up some more. And best option is probably let that white dry first, but you can see there how it's starting to go on. And I've come across the back a little bit more. You can see it there, just start to make that really dark. And across the back here, just where it's been burnt out. Pick up a little bit more. Now I painted this back wall earlier, and that's so I can get some of that in there now. and any of these areas I'll just go across and try and make it look pretty dirty. I mean, you can do as much as you want, as much as you don't. This is just one option, I suppose. That's what I try and do on the channel, just give people an idea. And any areas I want to completely blacken up, I might use black on there after, but this soot does a pretty good job of getting in there and making everything look pretty dirty. And because it is just the middle that's bombed out, I try to leave a bit of the ends sort of untouched, like it's had its little fire and burnt out. So that's our little bombed out barn. That's pretty much all I do for damaged barns if I'm going to build them and have them for a wargaming table. So just a bit of white and then a bit of that soot across them. Now the other option, that's the model complete as far as, you know, just getting it painted up and looking like just a building. So I did this one as well off camera, and what I've done here is just added a toothpick. I've just glued it in there, you can see it in the bottom, and I've glued that in to give it like a center beam. So that's something I just added to the building after, it wasn't part of it. And then so that's an option you can do if you don't want to just leave it open like that. It gives it a little bit more of an effect. And the other thing I did was cut out a piece of cardboard. It's about 2 mil thick, and I created a bottom for that off-camera build, so that can just sit on there. You can see the wood in the bottom, and then you can put internal walls if you wanted to, but I just did that as an extra, so when it sits on the gaming table it doesn't just look like that. It'll have a bottom and a beam through the top and some burnt wood inside it. So that's also an option if you want to sort of see how I did that, which is pretty easy. It's just cutting out a bit of cardboard, so a piece like that. Painted it grey, then a bit of soot, black on it, and then cut up some toothpicks and matchsticks and set them in there. So that's always an option if you want to look at doing something like that. So, but as the building comes from GHQ, that's it there, and that's what I do for a bombed out building. That's the end of that little 2-part series of videos, and we're on to the next GHQ product. If there's something you want to see done, let me know. If I've got it, we'll get straight into it. So we've got a few things lined up and a couple of requests, but always interested in doing things that people want to see. So thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.